Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Playa del Carmen is a popular destination for many. With its sunny beaches, there are plenty of things to do and a lifestyle that feels like you're always on vacation. But beyond the sun and the sand, there's a practical question to ask yourself. Can you really afford to retire here? And if you could, would you want to? In today's video, we will look at that question that we asked ourselves during our most recent visit to PDC. We made the bold leap into early retirement, and our channel is all about inspiring you to embrace your golden years while uncovering smart, affordable ways to see the world. Kevin and I travel to Mexico often, and Playa del Carmen is one of our favorite places to visit. In fact, we love Mexico so much that we got our temporary residency there. If you're curious about how that went, check out that video for more information about our experience with that process. Now, for those of you who are new to our channel, my husband and I travel all over the world and throughout the United States for 6 to 8 months out of the year. We do have a small home base in the U.S., but in the future, we would also like to look at a place to live outside of the U.S., part-time or possibly retire there. So, could Playa del Carmen be a contender? Okay, so the biggest expense during retirement is going to be accommodations, of course. So let's start with that one. During our most recent stay, we stayed several blocks from the infamous Fifth Avenue. So it was less touristy, but it was close enough where you could walk to everything. So the price was better than places that we've stayed in the past that were closer to that touristy Fifth Avenue. Now, if you really want to save even more money, you can stay on the left side of the big highway. You will spend less, get more of a local feeling, but you'll probably need to be more fluent in Spanish, or it will give you an opportunity to immerse yourself and really learn the language. We really enjoyed the location of our Airbnb. It was quieter for Mexico, and Mexico can be loud, but it was less touristy. You can check out a tour of that place in a previous video. The kitchen in this condo was one of the best stocked places, kitchens that we've ever stayed in. They had everything you needed. Sometimes we had to go out and buy things, but in this case, they had everything for you to cook. Fortunately, I didn't cook as much as I should have, but it was there if you needed it. And they had great Wi-Fi. It was comfortable. We could spread out, so we really enjoyed it. Now, I checked the average cost for this Airbnb for a month's stay or 28 days. On the platform, if you stay for 4 weeks or 28 days, you do get the discounted rate for a monthly rate. And so the discounted rate, if you were to stay at this particular Airbnb, was $1,782. Now, we talked to other expats that live there, and they say that you can definitely get something that's less expensive if you rent long-term off of the Airbnb platform. Now, if you've rented in PDC and you have actual costs for long-term rentals, please share those in the comments for us. It will really help others who are considering this location for retirement. Okay, another area that you need to consider is transportation. Now, flights from the U.S. and from other parts of the world is pretty easy because Playa del Carmen is close to Cancun, and Cancun is an international airport, and they have flights throughout, across the world. We actually flew into Merida, Mexico, which is a couple hours away, because we had a crazy deal with United, and we took the audio bus over, and it gave us a chance to go back to Merida and try some of the great food that's there. Now, you can also take the ADO bus from Playa del Carmen to Cancun. At the time of this recording, to get from Playa del Carmen to Cancun was $27 for the two of us. Now, one of the things that I do not like about Playa del Carmen is they do not have Uber there. So you do have to negotiate with taxi drivers before you get into the car. Overall, the prices were okay. You have some drivers who were great and then others who tried to gouge you. But most of the taxi rides were around $10. So our total cost for our transportation cost for local transportation was $48. Okay, so the next expense is groceries. You have to eat. And so there are plenty of options of where you can get food. You have grocery stores like Super Chedraui, which we were pretty close to, so we went there. It is more expensive than a lot of other grocery stores, but there's so many that you can choose from. You also have Walmart there as well. You can also save on costs by purchasing from local fruit and vegetable stands, local markets throughout the city. The cost, what we spent on groceries for those 2 weeks was $294. Now, dining out. There are plenty of restaurants there with various cuisines. So don't feel like you have to just eat Mexican food, even though the food is delicious. But there's plenty of different options because it's a touristy city. The prices are higher because of this, but the further you get away from the tourist zones and get into some of the little neighborhoods, the better the prices are. Well, I just had my first bite. It was delicious. The shrimp is very light. The tortillas are homemade, fresh. Everything. It takes a little while for the food to come out, but you can see why. It's totally delicious. Yum. So Kevin went and grabbed us dinner at Farron's Jerk Chicken. So I have plantains. You get a whole chicken, a bag of red beans and rice, and rolls. So really good. The plantains are yummy. I'm going to eat some of the chicken now, but pretty good price. Now, it was my birthday month, and we spent a whole lot more than we normally would spend on eating out. So, the budget for our dining out was pretty high because I didn't cook as much. And so I thought I'd treat myself and just really enjoy my birthday month. I had this past summer, I celebrated a milestone birthday with my best friend. She turned 60 and we had a big whoop-de-doo birthday. So going to Mexico was a little bit laid back for my birthday. So I thought I'd at least splurge on eating out. So the total cost for dining out was $677. Okay, the next category is activities. And we did not do a lot of activities. Basically, our activity was dining out. But Playa del Carmen is known as a party town, but you don't have to buy into that scene if you don't want to. Fifth Avenue is crazy and it's party central, but there's also 38th Avenue. That's a little more milder and it's a neighborhood residential area that's not as crazy. It's not as quiet as the street that we were on, but it's not as crazy as Fifth Avenue. And there are plenty of other ways to enjoy yourself if you actually live there. One of the things we enjoyed doing was going for walks along the beach, meeting other expats, and getting plugged into some of the local groups there. We even got invited to karaoke. Yeah, I won't let you guys or torture you guys by having you listen to me well, but it's important to be open to meeting people and joining Facebook groups, whatever city that you're considering living in for any length of time, because there's always plenty to do, and there's so many people, expats, immigrants, whatever you want to call people. Um, from all over the world that you can plug into and become friends with. And people always ask us if we're lonely, do we get lonely on the road? No, we have ample opportunity to make friends and to do things and to get plugged in. In fact, we have friends all over the world now because of our lifestyle. And in fact, when you get to a point you really get plugged in, you'll get to the point you're like, okay, no, I need to take this weekend off. I don't need to hook up with anybody or join a group or whatever because there'll be so many things to do. You have to start turning things down because you'll be just as busy as you were when you were working. So no problem with activities. But if you are interested in activities to do there, of course, you got the beach. If you like scuba diving, there's scuba diving. There's you can go to some of the other islands, Isla Mujeres. I've done a video about that. You can go to Cozumel. So there's other things you can do. Go down to Tulum. There's things like that. But there are plenty of activities to do if you really want to get out and do some things. Of course, rooftop bars are huge there too, as well. So if you're finding value in this video, please consider subscribing to our channel. It costs nothing, and we really would appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Shopping. There is a mall near Fifth Avenue, and there's also another mall on the other side of the highway that we went to before on previous visits. But you would need a taxi to get there. So there's plenty of ample opportunities to shop. You have other shops along Fifth Avenue, other places throughout the city. So no problem getting the things that you need there. Exercise, that's super important to us. We think it's so important to stay in shape so that you can do this lifestyle and live as long as possible and enjoy your life as much as possible. So there are also gyms that you can join. We saw a small gym, and there was also another gym that was above the mall. So Kevin just went up to, they have a World's Gym on the third floor, and if you want to get you want to work out while you're here, it's $45 for the week and $75 for the month. Another big thing for us is we love to walk. We always try to book accommodations that allow us to walk everywhere. We prefer that lifestyle because it keeps us in shape. And Playa del Carmen is a very walkable city. And we love walking to the beach, or sometimes we'll get up early and walk along Fifth Avenue in the morning before it got really crazy. Laundry. There were laundry machines in the basement of the building that we were in, and in some Airbnbs they may have laundry. Sometimes they'll have those dual, where it's a wash and dryer combo. Um, but we also like taking our clothes to the lavanderia because it's so inexpensive. So someone will wash, dry, fold it, and pick it up. So we went twice to the lavanderia there, and so the cost for those two visits were $22. So we went to the lavanderia today. Kevin dropped off our clothes, and for this huge bag of laundry for them to wash, fold, and return to you same day comes out to be about $10 to $12. So not as inexpensive as one we've gotten done in Merida or in the past, but still we didn't have to do it. Medical. There is a local hospital in Playa del Carmen. You can also go up to Cancun, and Merida that's a couple hours away, but they have some really good medical facilities there. As far as getting prescriptions filled, there are a lot of pharmacies everywhere. Please try to avoid the touristy ones. They're near the tourist area and get a little bit further out. If you get away from that area, you get to the real pharmacy there. So that's important. I feel like a lot of the other ones kind of pander to tourists. Kevin also went to the dentist while he was there, and he had a great experience. I think his dental clinic was $52. He also went to the barber, and he said it was way less, just a fraction of what he would pay at home. So very good rate there. For his hair, for me, I do my own hair. And pro tip for women, you can also get hooked up with those Facebook pages and find out where the local beauticians are. Now, some of the cons is a major con, I guess, would be it's touristy, and you're going to pay more and have to deal with crowds because of that. But if you get away from Fifth Avenue, the better it is. We also experienced a power outage for the first time at PDC. That's never happened to us in our previous visits, but we later realized that particular day that was a problem all along the Yucatan from a fellow YouTuber that we follow in Merida. So we left the restaurant, Lido, and we walked down Fifth Avenue, and I wanted to give you guys some footage from this evening. But the power was out, not only at the restaurant, but throughout. It's out throughout Playa del Carmen. So we came back here to the condo, and we're here up on the rooftop, and we're getting some nice shade and a cool breeze coming through. But hopefully it's back on before this evening. If not, it's going to be a hot night. But you never know what you're going to get with travel. So it is 3 hours later, and the power's back on. So hey, unfortunately, at the restaurant we went to, the power was out, and wanted to walk down Fifth, and it was out. But it is back on. Lights are coming back on in the city. So I don't know. We may go back out, but probably not. So I'll just shoot some footage again. But the stadium lights are on over there, and you can see lights throughout the city. So I was talking with another lady. She's here from Canada. She's been here 4 years. And she said it goes out periodically, but not often. And you just deal with it. Make sure your step is always charged up. But I've been to Playa. This is my third time here, and I've never experienced power outages. It's a new experience for me, but it wasn't bad. I mean, it was only up for a couple hours. So there you go. Another con is that Playa can get very, very hot in the summer. You also have the rainy season, which when we were there. So we're here in Playa, and it is the rainy season, so we can't use the pool. So about
2/3 of the time we've been here, or maybe half the time we've been here, it's been raining. And I mean, torrential downpour, but at least it's not all day. And we're ready to get to the beach just a little bit, but not much. We probably should have did more beach days on the days it was nice, but that's okay. We're enjoying our time, relaxing and chilling.
And you have the potential for hurricanes. And there was a chance of a hurricane coming. We were there staying during that period. And we went to the grocery store and it was like madness, just like it is up in our area we live at now when there's snow. So, yeah. So we stayed during the rainy season. So you have to think about all that if you decide to live there and retire there. So how much would a month or 28 days cost us if we used an Airbnb and stayed in Playa del Carmen? And I would say if you're going to retire or stay anywhere, live anywhere, go do an Airbnb or hotel for a while before you actually live there, move there. That's what I would suggest. Because certain areas are better. And once you kind of get to know it before just jumping up, leaving and moving everything there. So I would suggest doing it this way first, just to kind of get to know the area before you rent or buy long term. Okay, so this is a cost for us for a month in Playa del Carmen if we were to stay a month. So I took the 2 weeks and basically doubled it. So for accommodations over the year for that particular condo, it'd be $1,782. Transportation, I doubled it, it'd be about $100 for us because we basically walk most places. Dining out, I put $700. I know I can beat that and do better than that, but just say if we didn't feel like eating, cooking or whatever, we could eat out. Groceries, $500, even though they're way cheaper than they are in the United States. Activities, I would say activities around $200, because I'm sure if we were to stay there long term, we'd probably do more than what we did this trip. We're kind of chill. Laundry, $50. The total will be $3,332. So anywhere between $3,000 and $3,500 a month. So we could retire in Playa del Carmen. Our monthly budget is $5,000 per month. So we would be able to live comfortably there. I did not include health insurance because we do have a U.S. plan from our previous employment in the U.S. So we probably go back for our medical care. But if we were to stay there for long term, I probably would look at private insurance in Mexico. Now, we are not budget travelers, but we're not at the higher end either. We land right in the middle, so middle of the road with our budget. In fact, I discussed this in a video about travel styles and how that impacts your budget, and I'll put that in the description below. So, could you retire in Playa del Carmen? And if you could, would you want to? Do you want to learn more about PDC? There's a YouTuber we follow, Rope Monster, and he has some really great videos, and I'll put his link in the description below. Of course, there's many other YouTubers for Playa del Carmen as well that you can check out their videos. I'm giving him a particular shout out because he was gracious enough to allow Kevin to give a plug for our channel when he met him on the street and PDC. Kevin was super excited to meet him. Finally, in this season of Thanksgiving and holidays, I just wanted to personally thank all of you for your support of our channel by watching, liking, and just leaving a quick comment, say, hey, great video, nice information, or even suggestions. Thank you so much. I really appreciate each and every one of you. So if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. We would love to hear from you. Until next time, take care, everyone, and safe travels.